And welcome to Southern Virginia University Knights Sports Arena. I am Scotty Winterton coming to you live from Buena Vista, Virginia. We're bringing you another women's volleyball contest, this time featuring your Southern Virginia University women's Knights volleyball team against the Greensboro College Pride. The Greensboro College Pride come in with an overall record of 12-9, 4-5 in the conference. They are currently ranked 7th in the division. The Knights women come in as the number 1 team in the East Division, and they have a host of top players in the conference, and the team as a whole leads several categories in the conference, and I'll be able to talk with you throughout the afternoon, this evening, about each of those. We are excited that the Knights have this opportunity to play on homecoming week. This game will be their second to last home game. So hopefully if you are anywhere in the area, you jump on down here and join us. I won't be offended if you don't listen to the broadcast, but come watch it live. Joining me in the booth in production is Craig Reese. Got to thank him for all the magic that happens. Down on the court, the current starting players for the Knights are being introduced. Those starting players have really done an incredible job this season in producing wins and incredible plays. The Knights themselves are 7-3 overall, 8-1 in the conference. They've won 6 in a row. Their home streak is 5-0, so our Knight home fans have yet to see the Knights lose. As the afternoon kind of trickles on, I'm sure we'll have students coming from class and other practices joining. It gets pretty raucous here, especially as the men's team does a great job of being the Knights women number 1 supporters for it's every year. They're crazy in their own right. The Knights bench for the men's volleyball team is one of the nuttiest benches I've ever seen, and they bring that same energy. Knights starting now will have Warnick. Ellie Warnick is back to serve as usual in this rotation. She's usually the starter. I hear Warnick comes in. The Knights are number 2 in assists per set across the whole conference, and she is doing a fabulous job on every front in setting and serving. The Knights are actually the number 1 team in the conference in aces and aces per set. That quick goes a little far. Warnick finds Pinkston for that first opportunity in transition, but the block is there. Great job getting up on the front line. The Pride come in number 7 in blocks, number 6 in blocks per set. And then they start out with an ace. And they do a great job in service. They're number 2 in the conference in aces and number 4 in aces per set. So they do a fantastic job. That's really one of the keys here. Good job on that slide. Coming in behind the set. The Knights are number 1 in the conference in aces and aces per set. They actually have 32 more than the number 2 Pride in total aces. So the serving will be a really important part of this contest to see who's going to be able to be on point. Now the Knights, kind of their weakest part of their game has been their digs and handling serve-receive. They're number 13 in digs per set. So serve-receive is okay, but in transition sometimes that's where they struggle. This is going to be a free ball. Ball goes up to Warnick. She goes opposite, finds Clyde waiting there for it. Does a great job going line. Warnick does a great job in setting pin to pin. She'll look for quicks in the middle. Taryn slides, Karchner Chamberlain when she comes in for Karchner. But that drops right in the corner as the Pride's libero, that's number 9, Lauren Mantell, watched that ball go out. It was close. It was going to be real close, and she kind of watched it go. Pinkston comes back now as the Knights have 4 points in a row. Mantell with a nice up. Opposite now, and Warnick looks to find Hopkin, who goes line and is able to get the ball not only to the left of the block, but just to the right of the dig. Standing there was Mackenzie Norris, the setter for the Pride. Norris is a 5'9" junior from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Pinkston back again, gets in that far corner on the left side, gives herself as much space as she can to put it opposite. Set is a little bit short. Haley Stout wasn't able to get the hit that she wants, but the defensive play for the Pride is stronger than the offense for the Knights. They get the point. Now back to serve is Sarah Oakes. Great serve from her. You see why they are second in the conference in aces per set. It's 2 already this set. Sarah Oakes has 33 aces on the year. That would be her 34th. Warnick has to come back a little bit to get it. Sets inside, and Hopkin does as much as she can with it. The overpass as I think they called some interference on facility there. You can't play the ball off of the roof to the other side. You can play it off the roof on your own side. Steiger with the dig. Roll shot attempted from Hopkin, just pushed it a little wide. Didn't really need to do a roll shot. I think she was trying to compensate on the set there because the block was way inside and she went line. She wasn't going over the top of the block. Great job coming back here, leading now 6-5 for the Pride. Karshner is able to tool that off the block. Did a great job seeing that block and swiping across it, getting it off the pinky in the left hand. Steiger now back to serve. Steiger leads the conference in aces and aces per set, but that one goes long. The Knights started out a little weak in their serving last game, which they won 3-0, 3 sets to 0. But it took a while, and not until this third set was their serving really clicking. Nice floater. Back row to Pinkston. But great up. Good defense, ends in a great ball for the Pride. That up was fantastic. Carly Euler is one of the best players on this team. She leads the team in kills with 162 on the year, but that dig, she's number 2 in digs with 207, which is, really only – so the leading player for the Pride in digs, Lauren Kuhnke, has 291. So Euler is just a great all-around player. You need to enjoy her play. She's number 14. Keep an eye on her for the Pride. Julia Monson, serve specialist, comes in. Good job splitting the block on that one. That was Haley Stout. Stout is the number 2 in kills for the team, 142 on the season. Stout is hitting 195 for the year, and Euler is hitting 155. So the Knights, one of their strengths when you look over their total play, the Knights are hitting 229 for the year, and they're holding their opponents to 109. So their overall blocking, dig, nice attack, playing on the front row. Warnick recognizes the block, did not see that coming. Got to be ready for Warnick on those front row attacks if she's in the rotation on the front row, which she is. In these situations, watch for Chamberlain running slides. Not exactly sure what the call is here. Maybe out of rotation was the Pride. All tied up. Hopkin back to serve. Still some conversation with the down ref. They're going to replay the point. It's all right. Just means more volleyball for us. Still a conversation going on with Coach Baker, Debbie Baker, the Knights coach. Her assistant, John Baker. So Hopkin back to serve. Goes long. That delay is not, there's a reason why coaches call timeouts when a serve receive is not working. The server's very hot. And you cool that off. Exactly what happened right there. Kind of a pseudo timeout. And as Lauren Mantell, the libero, was back to serve, that one felt pretty soft. It hit maybe a good 2 feet down the net, so not exactly what she wanted out of that. And Chamberlain on the serve line. High floater. Set goes opposite. Pinkston with a runner as the bump set really put that ball just kind of up in the middle. Pinkston decided to take into her own hands the situation, put it on a kind of running pseudo slide cross-court hit, and found a dead spot in the defense. Good up. The block is there. Another chance. This time a miss hit. The Knights are number 2 in the conference in total blocks, but number 1 in blocks per set with 1.87. This is their smallest lineup in this rotation with Karchner in the middle. Chamberlain on the back row. Chamberlain mishits that. She'll sub out now for the libero, Steiger. Steiger having an incredible season. Number 2 in the conference in digs and number 2 in digs per set. As I mentioned, number 1 in total aces and number 1 in aces per set. The Knights come in with a bevy of top scores in different categories. Number 1 in hitting, number 1 in aces, number 1 in aces per set, number 1 in points per set, number 2 in assists per set. Warnick doing a great job. Number 2 in blocks, number 1 in blocks per set, number 3 in kills, and right near the bottom in errors with at number 16 out of 19 in the conference. So the Knights are really doing a great job overall. The Pride come in with, as I mentioned, aces. They do a great job at the service line, and number 2 in digs and number 3 in digs per set in the conference. They're number 7 in blocks, number 6 in blocks per set, number 10 in assists, and number 11 in hitting percentage, hitting 150. But this first set has been great back and forth from both sides. Warnick, as the Knights are back on their original rotation. That quick was just a little low from the setter, Mackenzie Norris. Norris averages about 9, almost 10 assists per set, which puts her right around, and the team right around 10th in the conference. Steiger with a bump set to the outside. Pinkston is a great well to go get some water from. Pinkston leads the Knights with comes in with 246 kills and way up on the roster with 708 attacks. Next closest is Hopkin, number 4, with 417. She's hitting 205, so, it's a really good hitting percentage. The number of attacks that she has, she's doing a great job. And there, the Pride just can't handle the low ceiling in the barn. Welcome to the barn chant coming across the court from both the sideline of the Knights bench as well as from the fans. It's a little difficult to get used to playing a very controlled ball in terms of the height that you can put that ball here in the barn. So the Knights get 4 quick points, go up 15-12. And we get a timeout from head coach Kevin Troop in his 4th season with the Pride. He's assisted by Ethan Moore. Coach Troop wearing some sweet green shorts. Bold fashion statement being made by his assistant coach Ethan Moore with a bit of a indoor hoodie. Warnock again back to serve. Good job going opposite. Better dig, though. And just can't finish that. It was a great set by Norris. Going to her opposite. Pinkston puts Warnock on the run. She's going to get it back. Power on that hit. Forces Norris to deflect it off her arms, and it goes long. Just not able to get her right arm up quick enough to handle that line shot. And Pinkston is serving again. Nice, tight, hard serve. Good job finding number 10, going to that Haley Stout, number 2 in the team in kills, but the double block is there and handles it easily. The set was a little tight on the net, and the Knights gobbled that up and roofed it. Bump set, get a free play for the Knights. Not exactly what Warnock wants, but she'll take it under his off the faces. That hit from Hopkin, and Karshner not able to put the quick down. Block comes, Steiger with the up. That up goes over, and there's a quick find in putting that ball back down from Sarah Oakes. Great job in the middle. Sarah Oakes from Marion, Virginia, a junior. And now Oakes back to serve. Steiger not able to put that ball where she wanted it for Warnock, and then Warnock and Pinkston with a bit of miscommunication, and Coach Baker grabs them and says, hey, let's get in here and talk this thing over. Like, what are we doing there? She says, she's coming, why are we? It's a good question sometimes as a coach. Oft asked question by many coaches across the country. Why are we? Whatever may follow that statement, fill in the blank there. I'd finish it with, why are we so awesome? How about that? On a positive note. Little fanning going on there for the Knights by the assistant coaches and student support. Taylor Bowers there doing a great job on that fan, Taylor. Good job. Keep it going. So the Pride are really putting up a great fight here. I mean, like I said, they're number 7 in the division out of 9 with a record of 4-5, but they are really putting the Knights to the test in this first set. The Knights come in with 6 in a row, all of them 3-0 games. So they have not been tested in about a month and a half of play. Warnick all the way over to Hopkin, but the block is there. Great job by number 4 and number 18. That was Katrina O'Neill and Natalie Rausinski on that block. First time we've called Natalie's name. Natalie is one of the top blockers in the conference. Rausinski is 3rd in the conference in solo blocks and 4th in total blocks. She's a really strong player up there as they get the tying point. 17-17. Great contest. Steiger puts it off her arm, and Clyde, out of system, puts it to Hopkin, and Hopkin just knocks it out of bounds on a really long cross-court hit. It's really the serve-receive right now for the Knights that they're struggling with. Again, I think they called ball down on that. 2 points, 4 straight points for Greensboro College as they go up by 2. Knights are struggling in serve-receive. And Steiger, who is a normal rock in that back row, is really struggling. And Coach Baker comes over and is going to give her a hug, tell her it's okay, calm down, we're good. That puts the Pride with 5 aces in this set, the Knights with 1. Serving, serve, receive, as I mentioned at the start of this, will be really one of the big determiners in who's going to be in system, and both teams have the ability to put service pressure on the defense. The Knights come in with a number of players with a lot of service aces. Number 1, as I mentioned, is Emma Steiger, but there's also Julia Monson, serving specialist, with 33. Caitlin Chamberlain with 32. Ellie Warnick with 29. Courtney Pinkston with 30. So the serving across the board is really strong for the Knights, but they are getting outplayed from the service line right now. And a big part of that here is Sarah Oakes, who's doing a great job. Steiger gets it up. Back row from Pinkston as she puts it right on the tape, and then Karchner not able to do anything with that ball as it was coming back over. That was a back row option for Warnick, mainly because the pass, again, made her really move to get there. Man, Steiger struggling in that back row. She'll get it together. She'll figure it out. Sometimes it's just a matter of working through the moment. But you got to give credit to Oakes here, really putting the pressure on the Knights serve-receive. That one's better. Opposite now, finding Clyde. Tip on the block. Norris finds the outside hitter. That ball was hit by number 10, Haley Stout, the senior from Elon, North Carolina. Warnick goes to Hopkin. Hopkin with the roll shot. Good up from Norris. But 14 there for the Pride. That's Carly Euler. Puts that Bump set a little wide. Steiger looking to do some damage from the service line now as they get a free ball. Hopkin, she had line. That block was inside both of them, and she hit that ball right into the block. And on the serve now is Addie Hayward. Addie, a junior from Statesville, North Carolina, 5'7". Steiger with the up. Nice cross-court shot from Clyde. It was a good choice to go to Clyde. She's by far hitting the best for the Knights right now, hitting 750 in the set. Just not enough opportunities for the Knights because of their serve receive. And now they're down by 5 as Greensboro's on set point. Monson gets it in. Quick over as Warnick attacks her fellow number 10. Little 10 versus 10 crime as Haley Stout goes up for the block. She was there, but Warnick hits it off the left hand and goes out of bounds. Warnick doing the best she can right now. I think she's really working hard. She's a psychology major, math minor. Smart kid out of Delta, Utah, Delta High School. Mentioned this last time, a large extended family. Since she was 2 years old, she's been a niece. She's well practiced, and she's got 23 nieces and nephews. Since 2 years old, she's been an aunt. She has 23 nieces and nephews. Got to give Clyde credit right now. She's making the most of her opportunities. The 6-foot freshman from Idaho Falls, Pride of Idaho Falls High School. Right now, she's pre-med as an English major. As a pre-med student myself back in college, had a good friend who was a philosophy major, pre-med. Those were interesting conversations, trying to do as much as he could outside of the core classes, just stay away from the rest of the sciences. So that ball goes out of bounds, not what you want to do when you are on facing set point, and it goes out, giving Greensboro College the first set, and Knight dropping their first set in a number of games, 6 wins in a row where they were 3-0. They're 5-0 at home, so really strong at home. However, Greensboro College with a 12-9 record are 5-2 on the road. They're 1-4 at home. So they go on the road, they loosen up, probably don't feel as much pressure, and they do a great job on the road. And even in neutral site play, they do a great job. So really in some ways, it's kind of strength against strength. They're strong away. The Knights are strong at home. Both teams are strong in the serving and serve receive. The Knights have been better, distinctly better than Greensboro across the season at the net in blocks. But in this set, the blocks and the hitting weren't really the problems. It was serve receive. And even in transition, the Knights weren't able to get the ball up and be clean in transition. Couple comparisons here coming into the season, during the season, coming into this game. I mentioned that the Knights are hitting 229 against the 109 of the opposition. But also kind of overall in other ways, they are In total blocks, they're at 1.87 per game versus 1.3 against their opponents. And 17 points per set versus 11.4 per set for their opponents. So just kind of even in loss, they're just outplaying overall in most every category. Their athleticism really shines through. But Greensboro has come into play. They are strong. Come in hitting 150, but their opponents are hitting 135. As I mentioned, 170 aces, which is second in the conference, with 2.3 per set. So the Knights will look to rebound and tie this matchup one set apiece. While the Pride want to put a commanding stamp on this and really put the pressure on the Knights. This is really an important set to see whose serve will be on point. And starting us off is Mackenzie Norris, that junior from Goldsboro. The quick, able to put it on the floor is Karchner. Better serve receive there from the Knights. Clyde comes in. This is really the best front row at the net that the Knights have with Clyde, Karchner, and Pinkston. This is the rotation that the Knights try to do a lot of damage. Clyde with the dig. Off the block is Pinkston. Good job going line and getting that ball off the hands of the defenders. Warnock will go back again. Opposite goes Norris. Number 4, Katrina O'Neill, not able to put it down. Nice dig from the Knights, or from the Pride, rather. That was Stout. Pinkston now goes over the top of the block, and I think they're going to call in the net. Going to call that block in the net as Pinkston went over the top of that block. Pinkston's only 5'7", but she has hops for days, and you'll see her hit over the top of a lot of blocks. Warnock again finding Stout on that serve. The block is there as Karchner puts it down. They won't give her a solo there, but that was definitely her, as Euler tried to go cross court on that. There's a lot of space in the hands there, but Karchner was covering the cross court. Picking on Stout. Good job there from Katrina O'Neill, the junior outside hitter, 5'8", from Franklin, Tennessee. It's a very eclectic group in terms of where they're from. I mean, obviously dominated by the North Carolina players, but they have Tennessee there. They garner a second point, and Carly Euler goes back to serve again. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Woodstock, Illinois. Scrambling was Warnock. That ball's going to go out. Good idea, as they were out of system and just trying to punch the ball over. And she was looking for that far corner. Just put a little too wide. The corner was open. The tallest lineup the Knights have is at front row now. Single block on that opposite hit was a great option for Norris as she finds O'Neill charging the net. Hopkin was there to block, but she was unable to get it down. Overpass, gives an option, the quick to Rausinski. Block is there on the quick. Good job from the Knights recognizing that play. And the ball falls off of a couple tips, giving the Knights 6 points. Emma Steiger struggled a little bit in that first set on serve receive. Didn't get a lot out of her from the line, but she knows how to put a lot of pressure on the other team and serve. Rosinski there with another quick. Not a lot of power there. Great dig from libero Lauren Mantell. That one falls down. Great play from the Pride to stem the run there for the Knights. Get Steiger off the line, who's the Knights' most dangerous server. That ball climbs a little bit up Steiger. Now she just has to have a free ball over the top. Addie Hayward plays it. The tip, they're going to say it did not go over. It hit the tape. No block. So then a fourth touch. Julia Monson is back, plays with her sister, Sydney Hopkin, but Monson is married. Paul Monson does the announcing for the games. We call it double hit there. And the crowd coaching, affectionately letting Greensboro know that that is something you cannot do in volleyball. Bump set forced here. Steiger finds Warnick. She goes to the outside as Sydney Hopkin in rotation on the outside there. Goes line, hits it off the block. Knights go up 5. And Coach Trope will call a timeout. He was great with his timeouts last set. And whatever he's saying over there inspired his team. Really helped them pulling out a solid 25-20 victory. So right now, looking over the stats, the Knights are hitting .216, and Greensboro is only hitting .097. But looking at 7 aces versus 1 is really, it's been on serve receive for the Knights, so they're hitting fine. 16 kills, but 8 attack errors as well as the poor passing. Both teams with 3 blocks. The Knights with 7 reception errors. So there you really see the difference. And even though they're hitting .216 versus .097, that's where the Knights came in the deficit and in the red last set and allowed those last 3 or 4 points and then ending on a serving error. But now they're up by 5 as serving specialist Monson tries to find the back corner and just hits a little long. Brantley comes in for the Pride as Haley Stout, outside hitting senior, 5'10", good height, solid player. Number 2 on the team in kills coming into this game, and she's also a really strong server, 32 aces. And they, across about 33 aces for Sarah Oakes, 32 for Haley Stout coming in. Norris has 20, Carly Euler has 20, and Barrett Davis has 18. Tip shot, Knights handle it. The slide to Chamberlain, nice dig up line. That was a great job by Carly Euler splitting the block. It deflects off the block, and libero Emma Steiger not able to handle the deflection off the block. Great pass there from Steiger again to the slide to Chamberlain, and again the defense for the Pride is there. Knights will get a second chance. Splitting that block is Pinkston on the side. Solo block there from Chamberlain. And the Knights are going to get the point on a double hit. Yeah, I guess the Pride have evidently did not learn that as something they could not do, so the Knights Arena fans choose to help them out again, trying to help Coach Trope know coaching points. Nice split on the hit there. That was really pretty from Carla Euler. And if you're Mackenzie Norris right now, that's a well to go to because Euler is hitting really strong right now. She's swinging well. She's got 3 kills. Euler's a fantastic all-around player, back line and front line. Norris now picking on Steiger. Normally you're not going to try to serve the libero, but they are. Free ball for the Knights. Quick attack from Warnick. It looked like she had a quick from Karchner right there, but decides to take matters into her own hands on the front line. She often does that when she's in that scenario right before she's going to come back to serve. You'll see a lot of those quick kills from her on the front line, and then all of a sudden she's serving. So that was a very close ball. Just didn't drop for her. 12-8 now. Euler's back to serve. The quick to Clyde as she goes over the block. Deflects off the fingers of that front line. Oakes was there. Pinkston in her typical far left side. Probably going to go cross, looking to hit it to Stout. Nope, she finds libero. That ball looked like it might have tipped off libero. She jumped out of the way. Smart play. That was really great from Lauren Mantell. She's a sophomore from La Mesa, California. 5'6", really, really smart play. She rotates out now as Oakes is in the serve. She did some real damage last time she was at the line. This time the Knights are able to get her off the service line. As Chamberlain subs in. Chamberlain subs in for Karchner. Just giggling to myself at the Siegel mine call from the fans. They're in rare form today. Warnick looks to go opposite. Finds Clyde over there. Hopkin did a great job covering line, but better hitting from O'Neill. Addie Haywood now in to serve, serving specialist from Statesville, North Carolina, 5'7". Steiger with a good pass. Hopkin opposite on the outside. Now quick to Chamberlain. Nice set, but the block is there from Clyde. Knights will get a opportunity here. Steiger with the bump set, and Clyde this time finishes. Clyde really involved in that point with blocks and then hits and then blocks. Keeping that lead at 5 points, the Knights are not allowing Greensboro to make a 2 or 3 point run to shrink that lead. Great serve from Monson. Free ball now. The slide from Chamberlain. Loves running that. This time to Hopkins, who tries to go cross court. Line was there. Tip that time. First time we've seen Greensboro go over the top of the block. Krista Brantley checks in to the front line. She's a 5'10" freshman from Zebulon, North Carolina, East Wake Academy. That's where she did her scholastic work. And Haley Stout, excellent server, second in the team on aces. Good handle there. The slide again. Great job getting that up was 80 Haywood, but she puts it a little far off, out of play, and her teammates are not able to corral it to get it over. Back and forth we've gone, keeping this lead at 5 points. Greensboro needs to start closing it down. The Knights again hitting long. There's service errors. The last 2 games have been unusually high. As I mentioned, it wasn't until the 3rd set of the last game that their serving really became tight, really on point. Good job, but a great dig from Mantell. However, it does result in a point. Even though Mantell was able to get to it, the height of the barn, her teammates just not quite able to play it off the ceiling. It was a great get. If you're going to get Courtney Pinkston's hit on that cross court, you did a great job. Barn gets in the way. Double block is there. Over the top again. Great job, Euler. The 5'9" outside hitter from Chicago, Illinois that time. Instead of going cross court, she goes over the top, and the deflection lands out of play, and the Knights not able to get to it. That's a really great job. Now serving the setter, Mackenzie Norris. Hits off the tape. Warnick forced to put it over. The quick attack. Great. That's the first time that quick's worked for them, and Oaks puts it down, turns around, really excited. She's from Marion, Virginia. 5'10", and she's all of that 5'10". She's a tall middle blocker right there. Norris with tip long for Karchner. Trying to go far is Warnick, but ready for that was the defense. Pinkston, though, on the block. Line was open. Pinkston was a little inside. Just that hit wasn't far enough outside, and Pinkston puts that down with her left hand. Great job by Pinkston reading that setter, reading the hitter coming in. Saw the shoulder, got her left hand over. Good, strong play in system for Greensboro, but Carly Euler, the normal, reliable Euler, is not able to put that ball in close as she went cross court. Warnick goes to Euler now. Knights handle that outside hit. Bump set. Pinkston forced to tip that. Warnick needs to get that ball longer. In the net or over the net from the down ref. Down ref calling a foul. And that puts Greensboro within 4. You can get this. They get to within 3. Haven't been there in a little while. Important point. That ball just barely goes long. Steiger with some guts to let that thing go long. Pinkston goes across the court. She almost always does. Not great timing there, but they're going to call in the net on, I think they're going to call Rosinski in the net right there, I think is the call. All right, the Knights fans are really helpful on the coaching side to Coach Troop. I do think he knows that you can't do that, though. Good hard serve, but great up from Mantell. The roll shot doesn't find the court. This time opposite, as Clyde puts that cross-court hit down strong. Norris not able to handle the heat of that one. As the Knights now up 7. Their biggest lead of the set, biggest lead of the match. Troop is going to call his team over on the timeout. This time, serve receive a little bit better. Not 100%, but definitely better for the Knights. You see now they're hitting 263. Still only 7 reception errors, so the Knights, better digs, 21 digs, closing the gap on the 25 digs for Greensboro. Greensboro is hitting a little bit better, hitting 115 right now on 52 attacks. The Knights hitting 263 on 57 attacks. Euler with 5 kills on 3 errors, hitting 182. Second in kills is Haley Stout with 4 on 2 errors. For the Knights, Pinkston hitting 357 with 7 kills, but again, Brenna Clyde, 6 hits, no errors, hitting 667. And Karchner with 4 kills and no errors, also hitting 667. Warnick with those 3 attacks, hitting 429. So I guess that's really kind of a nonsense. Hopkins struggling right now, 2 hits, 6 errors, hitting negative 308. Well, she'll want to turn that around. Pinkston now puts a cross court, finds Stout. Nice up, but it goes over and out across the inbound line on the other side of the court. No chance for her teammates to get there. Rowsinski putting the ball in the arms. Nice back and forth up there. That set a little wide, but great job adjusting to that set from O'Neill. She didn't really get outside in her approach. The ball was probably set really well for her to be more outside, but she was still inside the court on that approach. She adjusted well, and the block from Hopkins just barely off. Karchner forced to just put the ball over. Double block is there, but to no avail. It was a great job from the outside hitter, Haley Stout, off the block. Close it to within 4, trying to get it to within 3. The Knights would go from their largest lead to the closest lead in the last 15 points if they don't get this. Oh, ball falls inbounds. Called in by both the up ref, right by the up ref. Now within 3. Great job from Greensboro to close this gap. And Sarah Oakes, who had a great run, serving really well. The quick goes to Karchner, but she can't put it down. Hopkins trying to roll shot that. Punched over from Rowsinski. Again the quick. Again the block. That was Stout on that block. And smart play by Karchner as Rowsinski put the ball up, but it went over. And Karchner just swipes it and puts it down hard on the right side. That was an important point for the Knights, who had gone to 22-19, that 3-point lead. Now goes to 4 as Steiger's back to serve. Free ball for the Knights. Steiger has to bump set that. Pinkston goes back row. Another free opportunity for the Knights. This time Warnick goes opposite. She finds Pedersen. Boy, that timing there. Looked like Hopkins wanted to find Chamberlain coming in for the quick, and she just put it short. And Chamberlain and her were not on the same page. Chamberlain and Warnick now talking it over, trying to get on the same page, make sure they're reading the same book. I'm not sure what book it is. This is number 2, 80 Hayward back. Pedersen goes strong cross court. Great handle. Good job adjusting in the air. Stout does a really good job, the senior, playing like a senior. So now the closest that Greensboro has been, and they're on serve, 21-23. Great job here at the end from Greensboro to close out. 7-point lead just a couple points ago. Looked like it was going to be out of reach. And then the serving, just strong. The Knights went from hitting 265 to hitting 200 on the heels, the strength of that serving from the Pride. All right, Haywood back to serve again. Knights men's volleyball team doing the can-can, trying to throw off Haywood. And apparently it works. That's the secret. Do the can-can. Knights crowd, a big reason why these ladies of the Knights volleyball team are 5-0 at home. Now serving specialist back. Julia Monson to serve on set point. Tips the tape. Good opportunity by the Knights, and the Pride jousted the net. Chamberlain's a little stronger and puts it down. Well done to finish that out. A lot of play at the tape. The serve barely off the tape, but great job adjusting was Mantell. She does a really good job moving her feet, playing those serves. Now with a little bit of an extended break, we have 5 minutes. I'm going to take a 2-minute break here, and we'll come back and talk about that second set because we're all tied up at 1, and take a look at the numbers. And we're back. 2 minutes left before Greensboro Pride and the Southern Virginia University Knights take the floor again. Looking over the stats for the game so far, the Knights' hitting percentage is at 200, while Greensboro is at 148. Knights down a bit in that second set, though they come up with the win, and that's really because their serve-receive was better. Greensboro hitting a little bit better than they were. At one point, they were hitting 097. Doing much better at 148. Karchner leads all players with 4 total blocks, while Carly Euler leads all players with 10 digs. Haley Stout doing a great job hitting 278 on 7 with 7 kills, 2 hitting errors. Sarah Oakes is doing a great job at the service line. She has 5 service aces. However, she's hitting, has 2 kills and on 4 errors, hitting negative 250. So I'm sure she'll want to clean that up. For the Knights, Clyde still hitting 667 with no errors on her 6 kills, and Karchner has no errors on 5 kills, hitting 500. Pinkston still hitting over her season average, her season average of 205. She's hitting 235, leads all players with 7 kills and has 3 errors in the process. Warnick has 17 assists, while Mackenzie Norris has 4 assists. So the serving line prowess really belongs to Greensboro, as they have 7 service aces and the Knights have 1. Things really settled down there a little bit in the second set in terms of aces. Sarah Oakes hyping up her bench. And Warnick will start this game up, serving from the right side. All knotted up, 1 apiece. Drops that one into Euler. Outside set, great job getting there. O'Neal. Good job finding the cross court. Euler on the serve. Hopkin lets it go over her head. Pinkston now to serve. She's mostly tried to put it into the hands of Stout. This time she goes middle. Wow, good job by Oakes. Strong hit, goes off the block all the way across the other side of the court. Good strong swing from Oakes. And now she goes back to serve. Timing a little awkward there between Karchner and Warnick. Karchner wanted the quick. Warnick put it up high. Nevertheless, the swing puts the ball out off the block, and Steiger back to serve. Good job finding the block. Natalie Rosinski does a great job seeing that block, swings her arm to the right, finding the hole left by the defense of the Knights. Smart play. Warnick goes opposite over to Clyde. Smart play to find Clyde right now. She gets her 7th kill on the evening. And Clyde does the Normal rotation out here to bring in Julia Monson, the serving specialist. Monson finds Euler. Back row. Nice, have a chance here with Hopkin. Great block. Hopkin going to try again. This time goes cross court and hits it off the block, out of bounds. The double block was there on both swings. The Knights in transition able to get that deflection to fall out of the playing field. Oh, long, way long for Monson. Monson will stay in on the back row with Pinkston, Steiger, and Monson on that back row. That's normally a very strong Seaver serve line. See if Haley Stout put pressure on them. She's done a good job. Outside, great block from Rosinski. Rosinski is a very calm player. Even off that block, a lot of times you'll see players turn getting really hyped. Rosinski in this case puts it down like it's something she does every day, all day. Roll shot from Hopkin, forced to do it off the bump set from Steiger. That ball falls right in. Great swing. I said Stout is doing a great job serving. Steiger with one of her best passes of the evening. And Hopkin goes cross court on the single block and able to put it down. She really has to do that on that single block. Hopkin comes in second on the team with 171 kills, hitting .216. 417 attacks, which also is second for the Knights. Over the top of the block, off the roof of the barn. And now Steiger forced to give the free ball to Quick from Rosinski. Monson was there, not able to get it up. Steiger was behind her, would have had it. Tough to know. Monson has to play that, really. She's responsible for that left side, just not able to handle it from going off her fingertips. Pinkston goes strong through the middle of the block, cross court. That was one of her best swings of the evening. The Knights can be in rhythm on that. In serve receiver transition. Well, Chamberlain starts way back, tries to put a hard dipping shot in and just dips a little too early on that serve. Norris goes back to serve. They're going to call a tip as Pinkston goes over the top of that block. Tried to go line. The block was there. Pinkston really rotated to try to get that ball back to line side and did a good job of getting it there. And the Knights are fortunate to get that tip. A little miscommunication. The quick to Rosinski. She does a good job. The double block did not get there. Deflecting off the hand of Karchner. Smart play. Had not gone to that quick in some time, so good job catching the Knights. That one goes out, no tip called. It's a 3-point lead, trying to nurse it, expand it if she can. Overpass, gives the free ball. Set goes a little wide. Knights forced to bump set from Steiger now. Good dig. Euler. Back row hit from Hopkin. Not much power there. Back and forth we go in transition. Opposite to Clyde. Smart play to go. They're going to call it off the pin. Goes off the stick. And this lead expands to 4. Baker, I think, thinking about a timeout. First hitting error of the evening for Clyde. The ever-present Euler. Good serve. Forces a little bit of movement out of the pass from Steiger to Warnick. And then Pinkston, her swing, not clean. That ball goes low and falls into the net and onto the Knights' court. And now a 5-point lead. Last time Greensboro had a 5-point lead, they were winning 25-20 and closing the set out in set number 1. So the Bakers now with a confab trying to figure out how do we get these errors. Just a little sloppy play in the dig. Transition's not bad for the Knights. They're doing fine, but serve receive is really their Achilles heel this evening. Needs them to calm down and see if they can't just find the rhythm. When the Knights get in rhythm, when they're in system, they really, at least in conference, have been unstoppable. Warnick does a good job. She's got 4 really great options at any given time between Karchner, Chamberlain in the middle, and Clyde opposite. Pinkston back row when Hopkin is front row on the outside. Those are all great options for Warnick. The Knights have to be in system to be able to use it well. Euler now. Far set for Hopkin, who had to move. Now transition. The quick to Karchner, but great up from Euler. Knights will try it again. Pinkston tries to go line. Swings too far. And they're going to call a tip. Oh, in the net? No, in the net. No tip, but in the net. Norris tried that quick just before. And yeah, watching that replay. Now Pinkston. Serve from the left side. This time goes line with that. Nice, quick. But that ball went long. That was a really nice play from Norris to Oakes. Just Oakes not quite able to get on top of the ball and hits it long. She had no block in front of her. It was a really great play by them. Opportunity for the Knights. Over to Hopkin on the outside. Really good up from Euler. And a free ball for the Knights. The quick to Karchner. Back and forth we go. Another quick, but that one just too low. Karchner had to drop her arm way down. And on that swing, the ball, by the time she got to it, was already at the height of the tape. Keeping a 4-point lead. The Knights able to cut into it by 1. Hopkin had to really move to get there. Calling in the net, though, or the Pride by that down ref. Several in the net calls for the Pride as they're trying to really get tight on that net. Steiger puts the ball long. When you got your best server back there and you're down by 3, you feel like that's a really good opportunity for your team to make a run. And Steiger putting that ball long, trying to be a little too precise. Puts the Pride back up by 4. Pinkston with a really nice up. Clyde with the cross-court swing. That long snap of her arm, the 6-foot freshman, really good about snapping that arm, especially when she goes cross-court. Just whips that ball down. It gets to the court quick. And the location is great. Rarely is there a touch on those cross-court hits from her. Mantell, the great pass, but not able to do anything with it is Norris. Quick opportunity was Warnick right there, and that just was probably a little uncalled for, little ambitious from her, as the quick block was there and then the Knights defense not ready for it. Stout back to serve. Warnick finds Hopkin, and they're going to call, maybe, I think they're saying that rolled up. Or they're saying on the block, it was in the net. Yeah, it's at the net. Several of those this set now against the Pride. Mantell shanks that, moving her feet backwards as that ball floated a little bit and then cut to the left. A little knuckleball action. Went off her fist. Hopkin shaking her head. My bad. Now it's Lauren Mantell again. On the serve. She returns the favor. No. Not supposed to be our serve. Supposed to be a very charitable offering from Mantell. Knights now within 2. Way back off the line is Chamberlain. Right at the net with the quick to Rosinski. Free ball for the Knights. Cross court. Ball goes out of bounds. You don't see that very often from Pinkston. She almost always gets that ball in on her cross court hits. That's the 6th hitting error on Pinkston. Still with the most kills, but only hitting 160. Right. Second error on service for the Pride. That time it was Norris putting the ball long. Norris with that brace on her right hand has 18 assists on the evening. Opposite with the block from Karchner. Greensboro wanted a good look to go opposite there, wanted to go cross court. The double block was there. The Knights close it to 1. And Warnick playing on the back line will serve now. Great job hustling there was Norris. In transition, she goes opposite. Karchner blocking again. Goes back to Euler, who hit, and Euler tips that ball over her shoulder, way out of bounds, and the Knights tie it up, and Troop calls a timeout. The Knights now grinding and digging from that 5-point deficit they were in to tie this game up. Great job, just really kind of grinding. Nothing really pretty going on right now. The Knights are playing better in transition. Serve receive's not perfect, but their serving has been a little bit better in terms of forcing some mishits from the serve receive of the Pride, which now it's kind of going both ways. Both teams struggling a little bit to stay in system. When in system, the Knights are clearly better with more offensive options, stronger hitters. But the grittiness and just the overall, little things that Greensboro are doing from the service line and digging strong, like they just grind out. You can see why they have 12 wins, even though they're 7th in the division, 4 and 5 in the conference. They've got 12 wins, and they're really good about just grinding. And you've got to be precise if you're going to beat them. The other thing that's been a little bit of a bugaboo for the Pride have been a few of these net calls. I think they've had 4 violations in this set. Warnick now, see if she can get this in off the timeout. She does. Mantell puts it up with a great pass. The block there. The Knights have a chance to put it over. They do. We'll get it again. The quick to Rosinski. She puts it deep. Great choice from her. Rosinski with her 6th kill on the evening, hitting .444. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Rosinski. That was Oaks. I'm sorry. That was the 5th kill for Oaks. That ball does not get over. And 2 quick points for Greensboro. I think I may have been calling Oaks Rosinski a couple times there. Rosinski's number 18. Oaks is number 20. Apologize to their families. Karchner with the slide. Tip was there to slow it up. Cross court. Hopkins does a great job getting to it. The Knights not able to get to it. Pinkston was running to get to the ball and then stopped as her setter, Warnick, was screaming across the tape, trying to get there. Big block on the cross-court try there. Good job from Sarah Oaks. Knights had tied it up at 17, and then 4 quick points from Greensboro expands that lead to 21-17. Wow, that was right off that timeout. Warnick got the ball in, but on that 17-17 serve, and then boom, four straight points. How quickly the turntables have turned. Troop does a good job with his team of keeping them loose, keeping them fighting. You can tell with the grittiness and that they play with. They play a little loose. He and his assistant coach, Ethan Moore, do a great job working together. All right. The Knights now want to get back on serve. Good job adjusting to that. The tip shot doesn't land. That ball falls just in. Great job going line, expanding this lead to 5. Ella Burrows, middle blocker, junior from St. George, Utah, subbing in for the Knights. Steiger shanks it off her hand. Clyde, the bump set. Courtney adjusts to it. Pinkston now. Finding Clyde on the opposite block is there from Oaks. Mantell with a nice up. But the dig puts the ball over and Courtney swings again. Pinkston this time leaves no doubt. Mantell just not quite able to get that right arm on the ball. Norris goes opposite. This time she goes outside. Pinkston digs it, goes off the ceiling, handles it though, but that hit goes long. The timing was thrown off by that ball hitting the rafters. And Hopkins was just a little early and then was low on when she was coming down, had to swing and late, putting the ball high. Still a 5-point lead. Wow, ace. That's not really Warnick and Clyde's fault. I mean, the communication's not great, but coming off the hands of Steiger there, Warnick was just trying to improvise. Great pass from Steiger this time. This time Hopkins finds the block, deflects it as she goes line. And the Knights now down by 5, but it's set point for Greensboro. 5 opportunities to finish it out. Steiger gets it in. The quick to Rosinski. Knights will have to give a free ball now. Great block from Hopkins on that line shot. Well, the Knights stave off 1. I guess this would be the second one they staved off, as last point was also set point. Awkward pass, but the ball does get over. The quick to Chamberlain in the middle, deflects it off the block, high, and it falls to the court before Trope's team can get to it, and now he's going to call a timeout with his team giving up 3 quick points. Still up by 3 on set point, so 3 opportunities for them just to get 1 point to finish it out. Steiger's done a good job of putting this ball in. It'll be incumbent on her as she comes back in to not try to do too much. Let her team play. They're blocking well. They're moving well. Oak's doing a good job getting positive now. She's 5 kills on 5 errors now, hitting 0. She was pretty far negative. I think it was 375. So great job from Oaks, number 20. Really working hard, getting back in the positive side with her kills. Rosinski is 5 kills and 1 error, leading the team, hitting 400. But Stout has the team lead with 9 kills, hitting 292. Courtney Pinkston, so far with probably her weakest game of the season, hitting 11 kills on 7 errors with a 125 percentage. And Clyde now having 8 kills, has 2 errors. She had no errors for a long time, still hitting 429, highest for the Knights. Hopkins now trying to get positive. Look at that in a minute. Great job from Chamberlain. Free ball for the Knights to Steiger. The quick to Chamberlain, and that ball finds just inside the back line. Good scramble from the Knights. Steiger now doing her best job she can to keep the ball in and give the Knights a chance. Boy, that one drops tight. It was close. Steiger gets a good pass to Hopkins. Goes quick, but the timing a little late. Knights will get another chance. Opposite to Clyde. Is that ball mishit on the dig from Mantell and goes into the net. Knights now 1 point away from tying this thing up and forcing us to go win by 2. Nice job by Mantell trying to just create a little length between these serves. It's a little, you see that in basketball all the time when the ref's trying to hand the ball in. go down, tie your shoes, let your team get set. She does get it over. Double block is there. Pinkston works hard to get to it. Opposite. And great job blocking. As Greensboro gives up 5 straight points, but able to close it out 25-23. Gritty play by the Knights, something for them to build on. Consolation prizes don't work when it comes to winning sets, though. And now down 2-1, the Knights facing their first elimination set in a very long time. They have lost one game in conference. You got to go back to the Everett game on the 29th of September where they lost 3-1. In that last loss to Everett, the Knights hit 145, well below their current season average of 229. They did much better in receive error. Like they, not bad in receive errors, but service errors they had 18 in that game. Hopkins hit 160. And Pinkston had 11 kills with 11 errors. So, she's a little better than that right now, but it's going to take a team effort here with Hopkins and Pinkston really cleaning up their hitting, but it's got to be in system. The Knights are going to stay in this match in 4th or 5th set. They've got to have their best hitters hitting well. And right now, Hopkins is 7 kills with 8 errors, hitting negative .037. And Pinkston is hitting 125 on 11 kills with 7 errors. So it's really right there. Can Warnick get the passes she needs to help her hitters, her outside hitters, clean it up? On the Greensboro side, they're now hitting 181, doing a great job, and the Knights overall hitting 177. So it's the first time in the match that Greensboro has had a better hitting percentage than the Knights. Stout hitting 296 with 10 kills on 2 errors. First serve now. Good job digging there. Karchner on the block. Free play back and forth. The quick to Rosinski. Mistimed. Hopkins tries her own quick to Karchner. And a free chance for the Knights. Back to Pinkston, who pings that ball off the left arm of number 20, Sarah Oakes. Sarah Oakes playing middle and right side from Marion, Virginia. A lot of 5'10", 5'9" players on this Greensboro team. Not necessarily oversized, but like I said, just scrappy. They just keep playing. Bump set from Steiger to Pinkston. Mantell with the great up. That ball goes wide. Foul called either way. Knights now up 2. It's the same way that third set started out, but came a very quick comeback for the, it just sneaks it over to Zwarnick. Boy, really good hit. Best swing, best find of the night for Carly Euler, a Chicago, Illinois native out of Trinity High School. Not tall, but swings well. Been in the system a long time. Been with Coach Trope his whole time here. Oh, great job finding that back corner. As Mantell thought it for sure was going out. That ball was in the air for a long time. John Baker, little coaching advice to Courtney Pinkston as she sets up on this left side. Finds Stout. Great set. Strong swing. One of the best swings of the night for Oaks. Oaks playing really well to start this set off. Now she goes back to serve. Overpass. And great job from Rosinski. Tying it up. Oaks has a really good serve. Her location splitting. That time finds the tape. Karshner tries to go line with the dig though. Going to try this time Clyde on the opposite. Great job digging. Good defense from the Pride. Having to adjust there was Hopkin, and the block was there from Rosinski. Rosinski with two great plays in a row. And Oaks back on her fourth serve. That ball was way inside, so the block came inside. They knew it wasn't going to go line. And Hopkins still able to finish it. Steiger with the good serve that forces the out of system over. And now good up by Mantell. There's some good play back and forth. This is the best volleyball of the night for both teams. Good swings, good digs. The defense for the Pride is really forcing the Knights to be precise right now. Knights are doing a better job passing. The quick gets blocked and back again, and this time over the block of Rosinski and Stout, and falls behind them. Mantell back behind there, couldn't get to it. You'd like to see players on the court when that ball's going to hit the court, no matter whether you're going to get it or not. You want to see your players get to the ground. Don't give up on anything. Hard serve from Monson. Quick attack. The block was there. And maybe the first time that Norris has found the court with her quick go. She subs off. Norris just gritty, fighting out a couple injuries. She's braced up, wrist and on her knee. Hopkin goes hard and high. Tip off the hands of Rosinski. And tied up again. As it should be. Both teams playing the best they've played all night. Serves are getting in. A great cross-court hit. That was a really nice hit. Just cut it about as tight as you could cut it. That was thinly sliced deli meat. Now Mantell, second time that ball just came off funny, low on her hand, and goes way below the tape, not happy with herself. Chamberlain back to serve. Good quick set there from Stout. Foul called on Greensboro, putting the Knights up by 1. This time Chamberlain pushes over to the right. She serves way back off the line. Boy, that ball, weird hit there. That was a hit from Krista Brantley, the freshman from Ohio. Sorry, the freshman outside hitter from Zebulon, North Carolina. And it was just a weird play all the way around. And luck of the Irish, that ball hits off the tape and just kind of slides down it and falls on the Knights' side. But now Norris is back in. Quick attack from Warnick. That was the sneakiest, slyest play I've seen from her in a while. That was over her head on the ground. Nobody moved from Greensboro. That was impressive, Warnick. You get a gold star. That pass really forced Norris to do a one-handed tip there, and Greensboro not able to capitalize. Stout practicing with her hands out. She's had a lot of great pass tonight. They've picked on her a lot. She's done a great job back there. She'll recover. Warnick this time goes to Mantell. That one also a little far. And the quick hit puts that thing right back down. Good patience from the front row, waiting for that ball to come over before they attacked it. Again, serve receive not there, resulting in a free opportunity for the Knights. And the quick goes off the hands of Stout. Stout diving to get to that ball. Not able to do anything with it. The Knights pumped up. We've seen through this evening, though, that Troop does a great job calming his players down, bringing them in. 3 straight serve receives that resulted in poor passes. Putting the pressure on Norris to try to do something with it. The Knights were able to capitalize on each one. Strong squeegee work from the Knights operations staff. Got to give credit to athletic director Deidre Dryden, color coach, because she's coached maybe 4 sports at SVU in the 19 years she's been here. I think it's 19. She's proficient at many different sports, most recently coaching the women's tennis team before moving into the athletic director position. Deidre Dryden has done a great job organizing this very large athletic department, 26 teams. Warnick now on the run. Not a great pass, but Norris does a good job getting it up, and then that block was there, but the kill goes off of the block and falls out of bounds. Timeout works. Steiger puts that ball for a tough go. Now back and forth. Transition opportunity for Greensboro. That was Oakes on that, but Karchner, too big, too strong. Karchner is number 5 in block assists and number 2 in the conference in blocks per set. Oh, she is a really strong presence on that front line. And then nice swing from Clyde, getting back in rhythm as she goes line. Chamberlain is also number 4 in block assists, so whether you got Chamberlain number 14 in or Karchner in, the Knights have a real strong middle presence. Now it's a 5-point lead as Pinkston goes back. Knights doing a much better job on the serve this set. Forced to just poke it over was Oaks, and then the quick again. Some creative play going on for the Knights. They start to get a little free, a little loose, play a little less tense. They're really good when they get like that. And then that's serving. What a good up from Mantell. The block is there. This time Hopkins goes long. She would have gone out of bounds, but it goes long. The error there from Greensboro. Boy, that ball was moving a lot, the over ball. And Warnick does a great job putting that ball in the far left corner. Warnick is really playing with gecko eyes. One eye on the net on the other team, and the other eye seeing her team. She's doing a great job of seeing what's going on and really keeping difficult situations alive. Block tip. Transition goes far. Line for Hopkins. Strong hit. Norris had line covered, but that hit was just so hard she wasn't able to get her hands over there. Maybe hiding a little bit behind the block. Not quite setting herself up line as she needed. Now the Knights extend their lead. This is the biggest lead they've had all night, 9 points. This would give them great momentum if they're able to sustain this going into the 5th and deciding set that will play to 15. So now Pinkston goes back to serve. The Knights back above Greensboro on that hitting percentage, hitting 226 versus 186. That's a good swing, splitting the block. Good job ending that run and getting Oaks back on serve. And Oaks has been a monster at the service line tonight. That serve forces the Knights out of system. They're able to keep the rally going here. And a miss hit called. Two straight points, bringing the deficit to 7 for Greensboro. Again on the strength of Oaks serving. Good block from Greensboro, but the help is there from Steiger, and now good swing. One of the better swings of the night from Katrina O'Neill, the junior from Franklin, Tennessee. O'Neill with her 8th kill of the night. She's hitting 240. Karchner subs out now as Coach Baker brings in number 21, Ella Burrows. A little confusion there on that from Warnick. I think she wanted to go back line to Pinkston. Just didn't get the ball back far enough. So now we go from that 9-point lead to a 5-point lead. Off of the timeout. Troop's team does so well coming in off those timeouts. Opposite that time, outside goes Warnick. She finds Hopkins. Hopkins able to push that ball through the block, and it falls right at the net, giving the Knights their 19th point. Last time we were in this situation, Steiger did a great job getting 5 points, trying to close out that deficit. The Knights were in the last set. Good block. Ball might have fallen out. Smart job playing, though. You never knew. Good up on the pancake. Oh, what a great swing from Pinkston on the back line. And the block was there, but deflects off the left hand. Falls to the ground. Steiger gets 2 points for her team, trying to find a third. Oh, sails long. Smart on the back row from Greensboro. A couple times in the last few points, I thought they played balls that might have gone out. This was really smart. Listen to their teammates. Haywood, serving specialist, is in now. The Statesville, North Carolina native junior at Statesville Christian High School. Nice pass from Steiger and the swing from Clyde. When she's one-on-one, she very likely going cross court and whipping that arm. Great opposite hitting from Clyde. Knights now just hoping to go back and forth, side out. They'll take it. Greensboro needs to get a run. Outside with the tip. That was Stout. The runner now. Slide from Chamberlain. Now Chamberlain has a chance. The ball's going to be a joust. Again a joust and just forcing to go back. We're playing this whole point was played right above the tape. Not exactly the best volleyball you've ever seen, but the Knights will take the point. Go back up by 8. That was a regular medieval feast with joust after joust. Somebody bring me a goblet and somebody to fiddle for me. Having to play it off the ceiling. Boy, that ball looked like it might drop. Had the top spin, but just a little strong from Pinkston off that back line. Haley Stout. Boy, nice block. Man, Warnick finds that deep ball. Boy, what a great backline hit. Out of system. And that ball goes out off of the hand of Hopkins. Strong hit, just a little too long. 6-point lead and on serve. The last serve was really great from Stout. Blocking, doing a great job. They're going to call a lift. I think they're going to call a lift. Coach Baker's going to call a timeout as her team went from that 8-point lead to a 5-point lead. Last time they were in this situation, they were able to come in strong and go from 5 to 8 again. Smart timeout from Baker. Had a couple specific things she wanted to talk to Sydney Hopkin about. Then felt like, hey, let's just get everybody on the same page. All right, looking over the stats a little bit. Knights are hitting 209 and 195, so really close hitting from Greensboro. Again, 195 with the Knights at 209, and 7 blocks for the Knights, 6 for Greensboro. But the last few defensive plays for Greensboro have been really strong at the net. They've had great blocking. Over to Julia Monson. That's the first time that she's gone that way. The slide, again, third time for a long hit from the Knights. That time it was Chamberlain on the slide. We've seen rallies from Stout and from Oaks when those two are at the line. Forced bump set. That ball's going to go long. High hit, that time from number 12, Krista Brantley. Knights really out of system there. Fortunate to come away with a point on that serve. That one just out. Smart hands from Euler. Well, it looked like she was going to play it. The last nanosecond pulled them away. Now the libero, Lauren Mantell, sophomore from La Mesa, California. Boy, nice job from her. Knights now going to have to put a free ball over. Not what you would want on a free ball. Oh, what a block. What a block from Sarah Oaks. Putting this to the closest they've had it now, 2023. And Greensboro really now playing better in transition as Mantell puts that ball long. Just kept floating and floating and floating, and then went long. Monson smartly lets it go. Now Chamberlain goes back to the service line with point to finish out the set. Drops that thing down. Oaks forced just to put it over. Quick hit. It lands right, and great find. Ella Burrows with the first kill of the night does a great job putting that ball right at the back line. Letting the Knights complete this thing and forcing us to a 5th and deciding set. So the Knights have gone to 5 sets 2 other times this season, both times winning. First time at Bridgewater, facing Bridgewater up at over at the Washington Lee tournament. The second time was at Roanoke. Greensboro also has played several 3-2 matches on the season. They're 2-1 on their 5-set matches. So both teams with 2 wins on the season in 5-set matches. Greensboro has a extra bit of experience, though that third game for them was a loss. So, recap, Greensboro Pride won the first set 25-20, then lose the second set with the Knights having a 25-21 advantage, and then the 25-23 win in the third set for Greensboro, and the 25-20 win for Virginia in the fourth set. In that fourth set, Greensboro hit 189 with 11 kills on 37 total attempts. The Knights hit 250 with 44 total attempts and 17 kills. The Knights, though, with 6 errors, and the Pride only with 4. That was the 2 sets the Knights have won. They hit 250 in both sets, while the Greensboro Pride hit 211 in that first set that they won, and then on the third set, they hit 242. I think the serving overall has been cleaner from both sides in that fourth set. We'll see who can do better on the serve-receive here. Great pancake up, and that ball falls just over. Coach Troop asking if that ball had hit the ground and maybe even a lift on the second one. Neither referee called anything. And that was a gritty win. That's a Greensboro type point for the Knights. Conversation now from a line judge with the up ref. That was a great double. That tip from Warnick where she just tried to put the ball over and it hit the tape, spun over the top of the tape, and then falls to the court. Sometimes better be lucky than good. Not a good recipe for success in the long run, though. You'll take 1 point. See what that does for the psyche of both teams. Good passing off that serve. Cross court, but great job from Pinkston to get there. Now back to Pinkston as she splits the block. You had 2 strong up play blockers there from O'Neill and Oakes. But Pinkston splits the 2 of them and finds the court on the Greensboro side as the back row defense wasn't there. Again, decent passing. Line and no touch and out. Oh, I think they're going to say the ball hit the stick, so either way. The slide from Oakes. Great dig from Mantell. Scrambling, and they get it over. Good job from Greensboro. Back to Pinkston. 1 block. Not able to find the cross court. But the block is still up. Oh, that was a great try from Greensboro. The Knights, strong hitting. So that was a scramble all the way around from Greensboro. Knights doing a better job in transition, getting cleaner hits. Four points to start this fifth set. The pass goes long. The Knights usually can put that down. This time they don't. The swing that time from Euler goes wide, kind of an awkward swing. She was falling out of bounds. Forces Troop to call a timeout. Earliest timeout he's called all match long. So that first point was a bit of a Nostradamus for what the next 4 points were going to hold for this match. It's just been weird volleyball. Everything from a stick call to 2 pancakes. We're making breakfast over here. Sausage and eggs up next. It's entertaining volleyball, if nothing else. If you're a volleyball coach out there, you might not necessarily appreciate the technique, but you got to admire the grittiness of both teams, though in each instance, the outcome favors the Knights. 5 straight points as they're on serve. Warnick, been there the whole time. She did a good job of giving the Knights an opportunity to play through the point by keeping this ball in, but also putting a bit of pressure on that back row. Euler and Stout have struggled a little bit. It's time to Stout. It's a good pass. And they're going to call. I think they're going to call a double hit on that. Greensboro reeling a little bit. They need somebody to make a play. Over to Euler. Tip. Bump set. Strong swing from Pinkston. Good bump set from Steiger. One of her best of the evening. Putting the ball in the sweet spot for Pinkston. This time the SVU crowd chanting, "You can't guard her." On her 8th serve in this 5th set. This time to Stout. Ural coming from opposite. And that is able to be finished by Euler. Good job moving her over to that opposite side. And now Euler back to serve. The quick falls just out. That was a left-handed hit from Clyde. A little awkward. Good recovery now for the Pride. Euler puts the ball to Steiger. Good block. They're going to say no block. Just hit the tape. Didn't make it over. You don't see that very often from Pinkston. She might get blocked, but not very often put the ball on the tape. It's exactly what Greensboro needed to get back in this 5th set. Good tip from Pinkston. First time all game that she's attacked like that and then just tipped it over. And Pinkston up 5. Oh, miscommunication between Euler and Mantell. Drops that ball with no attempt. Up off the rafters. Still in a good spot, though. Fighting her. That was a great job from Stout, chasing that ball down, but not able to get it to a place where her teammates could get the overball. Lead back to 7, matching the largest lead of this set. That ball sails out. Mantell. Gritty. She's got really tough. I mean, those are veins of steel. Ice in her veins. I'm mixing my metaphors. I'll go back to regular metaphors. Over to Clyde. Smart to go there, but Greensboro up to the task. This time Warnick finding Hopkin. Ball goes off of the block of O'Neal and falls out of bounds on the Knights side. Now Steiger. Not necessarily the Knights' most effective server tonight, but on the season she definitely has been. In fact, best server in the conference. What a great serve from her. Clyde swings hard. Good dig from O'Neal. And the quick over the top of the block. Still there, though. Now another free chance for the Knights, but the defense for Greensboro was there. Now they get their chance. The quick to Rosinski. All right, 11-5. The Knights now can win if they'll side out. Rally scoring, you side out. This game ends quick. Free ball for Greensboro. Another quick to Rosinski, not effective. Hopkin off the block. They're going to say in the tape, not off the block. Twice this set, we've seen once from Pinkston and once from Hopkin, just not getting that ball over. Really, though, that's right now, when the Knights are failing, it's on serve receive. If they're getting that good serve in, they're in rhythm, they're doing really well. But as we mentioned earlier, the Pride coming into this this match, one of the top serving teams in the conference. Also in the tape there, not getting it over was Clyde. So the Knights' 3 top hitters, Pinkston, Hopkin, and Clyde, all failing to get the ball over on swings. They were all pretty good opportunities for them. Maybe a little low on the sets, but all 3 could have adjusted. Pinkston with a nice pass. This time, Hopkin not going to let that one be in the tape as the overpass just a little far. Good job digging that swing of Clyde, but not able to put it on the hands of Norris. It's a good run from Greensboro and try and match it again. Oh, that ball hits into the rafters. And on the over ball, it hits into the rafters, which is illegal. Welcome to the barn. Welcome to the barn. All right, timeout. Second time, final timeout. 2 points away from winning this match. Thus far, Greensboro in this 5th set is hitting 133 with 5 errors. Sorry, hitting negative 133. That didn't make any sense. 3 kills, 5 errors. Yeah, negative 133 on 15 attacks. The Knights not necessarily doing great either, hitting 158. 6 kills, 3 errors on 19 attacks. So just kind of back to that. You know, this has been a weird set. Neither team doing a great job in the hitting, but both teams doing a great job in the effort. The proverbial A for effort. Though outcomes of that grade has led to a 5-point lead 13-7 in favor of the home crowded Knights. All right, if there's any time to make a run, get back in this set and try to win this really strong effort from the Pride. It's right now. Julia Monson, serving specialist, is on serve. Back row, Mantell, Euler, and Norris. Ball goes to Euler. Bump set from Norris. Quick play. Boy, Hopkin has had two really sneaky attacks on those overballs that have just caught Greensboro sleeping. Now up by 7, matching their largest lead of the game. Third time they've been up by 7. Little long from Monson. Mantell just does a great job of judging if that ball is going to go long or not. He's got a great eye for that. All right, one of the top servers for the Pride, Haley Stout, the senior from Elon, is back to serve. Not a great up from the libero. But this time she puts it in a place that Warner can do something with. His swing from Hopkin, and she finishes it. The Knights winning the fifth set, 15-8. The teams wave to each other. Gone are, at least for now, the days of the handshake underneath the net. Knights gather around in a circle. Not the kind of win that you want to have if you're going up against the team that's 7th in the division. But, man, you got to give the Greensboro Pride all kinds of big props for the way that they play volleyball. They really grind. They do not give up. They've got players that can hit and swing, but more than that, they just serve well. Overall, they pass well, and that's where they really make their money, just forcing you to make mistakes, or rather forcing you to make great plays if you're going to win. And the Knights finally in the 5th set kind of bring it together to close out the match, but not the cleanest game that the Knights have played. They end up on that 5th set hitting 238 with 8 kills on 3 errors. So overall, Knights a good bit below their hitting percentage of 229, hitting 202, and Greensboro right at their 150 hitting percentage, hitting 149. 8 blocks from the Knights, 7 from Greensboro. 8 reception errors from the Knights, struggling a little bit on that serve-receive. Diggs, very even, 73 for the Greensboro Pride, College Pride, and the Knights had 71. Well, overall, it was a great evening of volleyball. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. Hopefully we can see you back here for the last game of the year at home for the Knights on Thursday, October 21st. Between then and now, we have the Knights playing 2 games at a Stanton neutral court, one against Meredith, one against William Peace, both in conference games. Then they'll play at home, as I mentioned, and then after that, they'll go and play 4 away games in a row. So not an easy schedule for the Knights, as they have 7 remaining games, and only one of those are going to be at home. So the Knights are going to, make that an 8. There'll be 5 away games after that home game. Going to play versus Salem at Pfeiffer, and then Pfeiffer at Pfeiffer. So still a lot left for the Knights to do to finish out the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. But as we see tonight, they have grit. They can do it. Appreciate everybody joining us. And I'm Scotty Winterton with the call. On production was Craig Reese, the Wizard of Westwood. And we hope you all had a great night. Good evening, and God bless.